day, money is a part of everyone's life. And even if you're not a banker, you have to know these things. And not only that, other things, law. Know a little bit of law. If you have friends who are into law, learn basic things to help you through. Because no matter what you do, whatever profession you're in, you will need law. For my contracts, even when I sign a very minuscule contract for a day's event, it would help if I knew law, how to protect myself. So, she's nagtataas sa amin last 3 minutes, stop talking. Okay. Any questions? Actually, I really wanted to be very interactive, but there's so many things that I wanted to tell you guys, that I wanted to talk to you about, that I'm getting carried away. So, let's point it out one by one. If you guys have any clarification or something that you want to go back to, in which I've already mentioned, feel free. Anyone? My phone number? Just kidding. Anyone? Yes? Well, I'm not telling you guys to actually send a message on Twitter and say, "Hi, my name is Grace Lee. I would like to apply for this job at the network." What I'm saying is, if you need information, for example, say Connie Season, right? You ask her, sabi mo, I'm a student in Ateneo, aspiring to become a reporter just like yourself. And I would love to be able to go to GMA and find my way to getting my first break. I don't think that's, well, it is informal, but I don't think Connie is going to look at you and say, I think you're very unprofessional. Because you are a student. You are supposed to not know these things, and she knows these things, and she should be more than happy to help you. This is not a job interview. What Miss Andaya said a while ago is totally different. What I'm wearing now, buti na lang hindi ako nasa job interview. Diba? What I'm trying to impart to you guys is, my profession and how I have come to where I am now, given the little resource I had. And given Twitter, why not use it? Make the most out of it. It is a line of communication that is already open to everyone. If you need information, why not ask? So this is not for you to ask for a job from Twitter. No, don't do that. Don't introduce yourself over Twitter. If you have questions, I think people in GMA, I would refer to GMA only because I'm working there, or even on Magic 89.9. If you want to become a DJ, go to Magic website and see if they need any interns. Call them. I just want you guys to expose yourself and make yourself available, because these people will not come looking for you. You will have to go to them as early as now. Any more questions? Anything else? None? Yes? To fight what? To find something in GMA, you mean? Did I get it right? Did I find it difficult?
Yeah, was it hard for you to actually have a break at doing something, knowing that you're not Filipino?
Well, when you make yourself available, these companies need you. So you show them your talent, you tell them that you want to do this, and that you have what it takes to do it. It would take a lot of time. It would take a lot of practice. I remember just to make a 10-minute segment for Sweet Life, I traveled 16 hours. I mean, it was really difficult. But you have to go through those difficulties in your career at the beginning, so that you will get to appreciate, and you will, start getting yourself involved in that show. You want your show or your company to realize that you're an asset. And for them to realize that you're an asset, you have to do things for them. That's exactly the reason why they hired you in the first place. But as I started working for news, and I started hosting, when I started hosting a game show before, or a talent show rather, I started to realize how important Tagalog is. I think we downplay the importance of Filipino in our country. It's unfortunate. I think we put so much importance to English education, that Filipino itself is losing its importance in a lot of us. And that is something that I realized only when I entered news. Because when you're in news, Tagalog is so important. And I thought I was great at my Tagalog. Like, kala ko sobrang galing ko na mag-Tagalog. When I entered news, I was so bad. I realized how bad my Tagalog was. So I had to go back to the basics. I had to read scripts. Like, I would get the scripts that people threw in the GMA newsroom. I'd get it and I'd read it at home. Because I realized that my Filipino wasn't as good as compared to all these reporters in GMA. So there were a lot of things that I had to relearn and learn to do for myself. You have to educate yourself continuously, especially when you're working with such professionals. And I think this is true for any job that you get into. Anything else? Last question? Yes. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, I met that guy in Sweet Life. We guested him. We guested him on our show, and he wanted to do a Ask a Korean segment, and that was the time he had victimized Andy Nine, so she left. So, kayo chismoso, sinabi ko victimize, meaning kinawawa siya sa show. Why are you guys laughing? Why are you guys laughing? So, they were looking for a female host. So, tamang-tama, nung time na yun, invite niya ako sa radio show. And it was just supposed to be one guesting. See, again, these are opportunities that come your way when you get yourself involved in something that you like. I wouldn't have met Bo if I didn't involve myself in Sweet Life, or if I wasn't the host of Sweet Life. So, yeah, that's how I met him, and he's still in my life. All right. Thank you so much, and yeah, it was so nice to be back here, and thank you for having me. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet me. You can tweet me anytime about any questions. So, Gracie899. So, yeah, if I could help, I'd be more than willing to help you guys find your way in GMA or Magic or Manila Bulletin. All right, thank you.
Thank you again, Miss Grace Lee, for that very inspiring talk. Wow talaga. Can I just say that I'm now a certified Grace Lee fan?
Yes, Mike, I can see that in your dreamy eyes. But we need to move on, Mike. So before we formally close our event, we would like to call on the Dean of the School of Social Sciences. We have today Father Jose M. Cruz to award the Certificate of Appreciation and Simple Token for Miss Grace Lee.
Finally, may we again call on Father Cruz of the Society of Jesus to give the closing remarks.
Our colleagues in the placement office, our friends and partners in industry, fellow Ateneans, colleagues, good afternoon, good evening. I'm pleased to bring this session on Practicum to a close. The idea we are promoting, I suppose, is that experience is helpful. Now make that necessary if we are to succeed or to raise our chances at succeeding. Doing is better than merely wishing or thinking. Have you not seen signs that read, "Those with no experience need not apply"? Let me argue partly in jest on the opposite. Do you follow football? What is the best way to stop a penalty kick? The answer? Do nothing. Just stand in the center of the goal and don't move. That is the surprising conclusion of the article Action Bias Against Elite Soccer Goalkeepers, the Case of Penalty Kicks, a paper published by a team of Israeli scientists in the Journal of Economic Psychology. The academics analyzed 286 penalty kicks and found that 94% of the time, the goalies dived to the right or to the left, even though the chances of stopping the ball were highest when the goalie stayed in the center. If that's true, why do goalies almost always dive off to one side? Because